Hello, everyone. In today's session, we will understand how to set up the financial year in the Onfinity ERP system. Our agenda is to set up the calendar and financial year. The objective is to enable you to understand the Onfinity calendar and financial year setup and its associated terms within the context of business processes. Prerequisites for creating a financial year in Onfinity ERP include a configured tenant in your environment, and organizations must already be configured under that tenant. Let's understand what a financial year is. A financial year is a 12-month period used by organizations and governments for accounting, budgeting, and financial reporting purposes. It does not always align with the calendar year and may vary by country or organization. For example, the financial year in India starts on April 1st and ends on March 31st. Let's move to the system and see how we can create the financial year in the Onfinity ERP system. Enter your username and password to log in. Search for Period Control from the menu search utility. Alternatively, you can navigate through Company and Global Settings, and under Global Settings, you will find the Period Control window. Click on Period Control to open the window. If the entries are not editable, it is likely due to a filter. Remove the filter to begin the configuration. One important point to remember is that the financial year is generated by the tenant process, and if the setup is not done correctly during tenant creation, you may need to adjust it manually. Let's move to the Year tab, and you'll see the financial year already generated. Then, move to the Period tab, which contains the individual periods that together form the financial year. Based on our example, our financial year starts from April 1st and ends on March 31st, but the generated periods are from January 1st to December 31st. The first time you set this up, you'll need to adjust the periods manually. Start by going to the Year tab and updating the name if needed. Let's rename it to 2025-2026. Now, go to the Period tab and change the sequence as required. Update the dates for January 2026, February 2026, and March 2026 to align with the financial year structure. To allow transactions to be processed, you need to open the relevant period. Select the period and click on the Process Now button. The system will prompt you to select the organization, select the star organization, and the period action. Let's go through the period actions. Close period means no transactions can be processed, and it is considered a temporary closure. Open period allows transaction processing, and permanently closed means no further changes or postings can be made from the application. Choose Open Period as the action. Click OK to open the period. The Generate Period Control button allows you to create period-specific control for each organization. Select the organization, and the system will generate document-based type entries in the next tab, along with entries for the star organization, which you can open using the Process Now button. There is also a provision to open or close specific document-based types if required. If you want to define non-business days, click on the No Business Day button. Each country has specific days when no transactions are allowed, and failing to comply could lead to penalties. To define a no business day, give it a name and select the date. If it's organization-specific, select the relevant organization first, then define the name and date. To define a new financial year, you need to create a new year record. Select the year 2026 and enter the name as 2026-2027, then save the record. Click on the Process Now button and select the relevant start month for the financial year. Since our financial year starts from April, we select April and click OK. You'll see a message on the status bar that says, Periods created successfully. Click on the Period tab to check the newly generated periods. Confirm that the system has generated them properly. You don't need to change anything further. Just remember to open the periods as they approach. That's all for this session. Thank you for attending.